Official.StreetSmarks@gmail.com is how you want to contact us. Listen to us right here exclusively on YouTube, Street Smart Audio. Or fuck with us. Official.StreetSmarks on SoundCloud and IG. Street Smart Fanpage on Facebook. Street_Smarks on Twitter. ECW Memories with the Goofs. This is the Extreme Retro Review for ECW. February 25th, 1995. This is Return of the Funker. It's Extreme Retro Review number 111. You here with the Broad Street Cyber Bullies.
You're damn right.
And a little bit of foreshadowing for this show.
Indeed.
What were your thoughts of this show?
Overall, well, first of all, I hated the name, loved the ending. If this was a box of a dozen donuts, I would give this 8 donuts out of a dozen. It was rocky in certain points. It did have some good spots, and like I said before, absolutely loved it.
So we have an opening deal. It's a play on the Disney intro theme.
Yeah.
Some tape trader trying to be unique back in the mid-2000s.
I thought I was watching the wrong shit again.
Shout out to HSBT. You know what I'm saying? I've mentioned on earlier Street Smart discussions that I pretty much helped build the pirate wrestling community back in the mid-2000s.
You are a pioneer, my friend.
Yes. Shout out to me.
You should be on the Mount Rushmore of internet wrestling pirates and shit.
Actually, I should.
Hopefully the statute of limitations are up.
Be the scourge of the 7 seas.
Be the scourge of Guatemala and shit.
It's reminiscence of bands playing some thrasher mid-2000s theme like Coldplay or Creed, Three Doors Down, or Daughtry. So it opens up with the Pitbulls versus Chad Autism and Joel Hartgood.
Here we go with jobbers on the motherfucking big event shows and shit.
It's a complete squidash. Joey calls Hartgood Goodheart the entire match.
Oh, nice.
I thought the shit was a rib on a former Tri-State Wrestling Alliance promoter and bankroller Joel Goodheart. Chad Autism tries the shit spin wheel kick that got him a win against Pitbull #1 in Extreme Retro Review number 43.
Yeah.
Conveniently, the show that Hot Stuff Hollywood did not see.
Might have been for the best.
He gets hit with the crutch on the outside. Joey notes that the Pitbull's resurgence started after 911 gave them both a choke slam. I
imagine so.
They split up the bad breed. They beat the young drag queens to no more.
Yeah.
I said, come on, dog nuts. Super bomb for the win. It was a 5-star squash.
Yeah.
But I gave it -3. I knocked it down 3 stars because there was no Pitbull #1 kick with theatrics. Your thoughts of the match?
Oh man, it was definitely a super squash, a super extended squash. Ooh, excuse me, but I wanted to hate on it because I hate jobbers on big event shows and shit. But the fucking crowd was so into it, it was hard for me not to be into it. So, you know, I ended up I gave this match 4 turnbuckles out of 4 and shit.
So we have Raven and Stevie coming down to the ring for a promo with Joey. Stevie is obviously and apparently scared of Raven. The network's music, I must note, is completely awful for Raven. So it's a breath of fresh air to hear The Offspring. Stevie has failed again for Raven. He cuts a puzzling promo that makes no sense. And it's very yawn-inducing, I wrote. Until the putz comes out. Dreamer mentions their past, but wants Raven to shut up about talking about their past. Like every time Raven speaks, Tommy Dreamer's like, shut up about it, just get in the ring. Let's settle it in the ring.
Oh, so did he catch him outside of a school or something one day, or what's
Stay tuned.
Oh, shit.
Dreamer wants to fight. Raven obliges, but he will not fight back. Dreamer again says, "Shut up," and he leaves. The crowd is bored. I concur. Raven starts to ramble some more. Stevie's been fucking up, so he went to a bar, and he was playing air guitar, and he was trying to dance with some chicks, and he met two guys, and the two guys beat him up.
Well, damn.
And he says, so since the two guys can beat me up, they can easily beat Dreamer up. So Stevie brings out none other than the fashion plate of ECW, Tony the Hitman Stetson, and Johnny Hotbody, the Broad Street Bullies. L-O-L-O-L-O-L-O-L.
Thankfully, this wasn't promoted and shit as a big tease and reveal and shit.
Stay tuned.
Oh, Lord.
So the bullies come out, nobody pops because they're not stars. One of them tries to rip the shirt off some rat. The rat pulls it back because she has obviously superior strength and dexterity. Hot Body's two bald spots are completely discussed. And Hitman cuts a promo talking about how Raven's the new face of the generation. You know what I'm saying? We're the old guys, but we're here to represent you because you represent today's society. It also made no sense. And it further elucidates why Tony the Hitman Stetson is a complete jobber. It's terrible on par with Earth Niggas with Attitudes, Dean Malenko. Tommy comes out on with a stop sign. He beats up the bullies.
Oh, man.
They all get into the ring and have a little fracas. The fucking Stevie and the Goof Troop. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to get to Raven, but they keep pulling him away. Raven does nothing until Raven does something, and then they have a roll around, pull apart in the ring. It's the bullies. They keep fighting until Raven music cuts them off beat. Moving on. So you have a tag team grudge match. The Shah teaming with Mikey Whipwreck versus the giant Paul Loria and Jason, the sexiest man on earth. What were your thoughts of the match?
My thoughts of this match were, this was the match that made me kind of over the Mikey versus Paul Loria rivalry, because I got why Jason was involved, and I kind of got why Hack was involved, but I still feel like it didn't make sense for Hack to be involved. And I don't know, it's just starting to get a little goofy for me, for a lack of a better term. So,
all right, well, let me say it like this. For those who are abreast of world-class championship wrestling, there was a wrestler known as Iceman King Parsons. Iceman King Parsons never really held titles. They actually have the same sort of look, the same hairstyle.
Mikey and...
No, Shah.
Oh, okay.
And Iceman King Parsons, I'm sorry. They play that undercard babyface that just helps out, and you know that he's a babyface because he sides with other babyfaces.
Okay.
For no reason.
Okay.
The Tito Santana, you know what I'm saying? The guy who can, do an opening card match really well, you know what I'm saying? Gets the crowd hype, you know what I'm saying? They would be the cruiserweights of today.
I gotcha. So, put Shaw or Hack Myers with Mikey, they're both over as baby faces on the lower card and shit. Yeah. All right, okay, that makes some sense and shit.
All right,
if you want to further that feud and shit.
Right, just a guy helping out. There's no there needs to be more matches like this to really solidify baby faces and heels. You know what I'm saying? Instead of everybody being shades of gray. Thanks, Vince Russo. So anyway, Giant is billed as 186. It's complete LOL. It's cute tag team stuff in stereo to start. They all do like, stereo moves, sunset flip. You know what I'm saying? Traditional shit. Pull down the pants.
Oh, yeah.
Expose the heels' asses.
Yeah. Kick them in there, expose the asses.
More homoeroticism in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
I said I'm not buying it when the Giant is selling. The double team spots, while innovative in 1994, have no sense. And outside of cheating, this match has no flow, and it died with me. Outside of the finish, which was completely preposterous, a masked man from head to toe picks up Mikey, or knocks out Mikey, picks up Loria and puts him on Mikey or Shaw. Who cares who got the pin? The face is lost after a masked man hit somebody with a can.
He hit Shaw and paw pin Shaw.
He completely deadlifted the motherfucker and put him on Shaw. Negative infinity.
Oh, so after everything I said, looks like you weren't a big fan of this match either, should I?
No, it made no sense. It was cute at first, and it broke down into a complete clusterfuck.
Oh, shit.
Moving on. Moving on. So we have Tuco Scorpio versus Hector Guerrero, also known as the second most known Guerrero.
And I just want to point out for those new to the show that Tuco Scorpio is beloved on Earth 37. He is their 16-time world champion. And my doppelganger, he's not Hot Stuff Hollywood, but he is Too Cold Hollywood. And the Fooge on that Earth is Doofus Fooge, but that's neither here nor there.
There's a boring chant to start. I concur. I said unless Tuco Scorpio is in the ring with a vanilla midget or one of the members of the Philly clique, I don't give a shit. Tuco Scorpio matches do nothing for me. At least he didn't pull up on two in this match. They're booing us out the building, and then I start to get the match. Hector can't match Tuco Scorpio in the air, so he grounds him with arm holds to death. Mm-hmm. There's a big problem with that because he never really worked the legs. Tuco Scorpio is a sad case because his promos are so limited, it works against him in matches. So he has to fight out of negativity to get people to care about his matches.
Very excellent observation there.
The early part is a miss for me, so Hector goes extreme outside. Hector goes for a pin on the outside. The referee, who's a Mullinope, is a moron and a pussy. So Hector turns fiery doofus heel for this match. He cheats and goes into a southern match with Mullinope, and he pokes him in the fucking eye. I gave it an automatic 1 star for that. Tuco Scorpio wins with the 450 on his back, rolls him over for the pin. I gave it 1.5 stars for the match. HW, thoughts?
Oh man, I thought for the match itself and the story they ended up telling and shit, I thought it was a great match. So, you know what I'm saying, I would have gave it a 90% of whatever numeric system I were to come up with and shit.
Next we have the Battle of the Bad Breed 2. The Barbed Wire Batman. So Ian runs down. He grabs the bat from the geek who's trying to put it up on a pole because it's a barbed wire bat on a pole match. Axel then grabs a chair and then they start doing dueling match, hits and shit with the fucking shit. This match is a complete clusterfuck. It's like last match. I will say this going forward. All Bad Breed matches are like 10 minutes. So if you have the ability to skip 10 minutes forward in your show, skip it. Because you've seen every Bad Breed match if you've seen 2.
Oh, I'm so glad you said it.
There's choking with a bat. They're brawling in the bleachers. There's a wrestling move. A suplex.
Ah, okay. All right, there's some wrestling.
Onto the bleachers. They've all gigged. It's double juice. Ian is completely disgusting on the back of his head. So check this out. So Superfan Dreads, who is a fan, who is a fan, moves people out of the way so the cameraman can see the action and properly film it.
Okay.
Then Pee-wee gets into the camera. So Dreads, the super fan, taps on Pee-wee, the worker, and tells him to move out of the camera's position. I don't know who's the bigger mark.
I don't know. I think that guy's super fan. He has everybody beat.
Axel pulls off the belt of some mark in the crowd next to Dreads and then whips Ian. They go back into the ring. They tussle over the bat. Axel does a flapjack on the bat. It hurts them both, but he gets the win. Dud. Your thoughts of the match?
I am over these rotten versus rotten matches. It's just way too gory for me and shit. And and you said it earlier. The shit is super repetitive and shit. Like they've been mangling each other since Ian turned on Axel and shit. And so yeah, I don't want to see anymore.
For the sheer ridiculousness of the no selling to overselling, the double juice. And while you can fabricate crowd response, you got a mark for life when you grabbed his fucking belt off his pants so he holds his cock and balls. And there's 4 wrestling moves in the match. I bumped it up to a 1.
That was very generous of you there, Fooge.
So we have a ECW World Title match. The franchise Shane Douglas versus Marty Jannetty. Marty. So the franchise comes out to some music. I don't know what it is. I'll try to Shazam it. So you know who I hit up. Mad Jack Slater.
Oh boy.
I tried to get him to fucking, tell me the song.
Let me guess. He didn't watch the show.
That is correct. So shout out to ECW Memories Super Goof, Tony Humans, or Yeomans, for giving me the correct name of the song, which is The Scorpions. I didn't actually write down the title. It's on my Shazam.
Well, thank you, ECW Memories member, whatever your name is.
Super Goof.
Super Goof. Thank you, Super Goof. Thank you.
The big match intros made me believe in this match, and actually, they had a lot to fight from because it's Shane Douglas in his world beater phase, and he's a heel, and he's going up against Marty Jannetty, who's done A to the Z. So they're like, he's not gonna win, but said like Marty Jannetty has match charisma, and I totally bought into this match. I thought it was a great match.
It was.
Inside, outside, to do stuff. Marty Jannetty got the super kick over. He made me believe with the rocker dropper. I was actually looking forward to an extended run with Marty Jannetty and Shane Douglas after I buried him on the last show during Evolution of a Franchise. So I'm like, damn. What were your thoughts of the match?
Initially I was pissed off that they had this match 1 hour into the show and shit. I mean, I'm old school. I feel like the world title should be the main event, and I want to say this is the second special event where the world title wasn't the main event. Once we get to the end, we'll understand why. But as far as the match itself, I thought it was a good match and shit. Ooh, excuse me. I was surprised that did you? Oh, you didn't do the ending yet. I'm surprised that the ending was clean without spoiling the finish.
And cleanish. You know what I'm saying? Shane wins with a counter power bomb with a handful of tights that Marty tried to protest after the match. After the 3 count. Marty did a cleanish job. You know what I'm saying? It was a great match. This is like really the first match of Shane's that I really got into one-on-one. Yeah, all of his other matches, Street Vigilante Hawk, Tully Blanchard, the new Tully Blanchard, Even Sabu, I wasn't on him. You know what I'm saying? This Marty Jannetty, man, I really was like, damn, Marty Jannetty, Shane Douglas could do some shit going forward on this shit right here.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Gave it 3.5. You know what I'm saying? It was creeping towards 4. A couple of notes. Neckbeard was in the crowd.
Shit.
Had his disposable camera. And I also wanted to note that Joey Styles called Marty Jannetty's fist drop the coup de grace.
Oh, wow.
Shout out to Finn Balor. I said white people being offbeat will always be complete LOL. As Here Comes the Hot Stepper brings out the Public Enemy.
Oh, man, right on cue.
Rocco's in a wheelchair. And he's being pushed by Johnny Grunge.
R.I.P.
I said, what the fuck is up with Rocco's hair? He is terrible. Shout out to Wifey.
Oh, shit.
There's a ringside interview with Joey. Joey's asked Rocco the extent of his injuries. Flyboy talks about the chair and the way you get into the chair in the hood. And fuck you West Coast 90s black gangster movies. And your fucking propaganda. Rocco fucks up the promo, confirming that they didn't win at Double Tables, recounted by us, Extreme Retro Review number 107. And he saves it because the crowd is fully emotionally invested into the Public Enemy. But the Scourge sees all things extreme. They say you were robbed. And Johnny continues to save the promo by saying, we do the robbing because we are the two robbers of the hood and of the ECW. Rocco says that they know Todd doesn't want the Public Enemy representing ECW, and they are the two cripplers and the two shooters.
Oh man, I marked when he said that shit. But two midgets didn't like that shit though.
I said the chair says otherwise. And also, the crippler and the shooter did not like that shit because they made a beeline to the fucking Public Enemy.
Oh, of course they would want to take advantage of a man in a wheelchair and shit. Fuck is wrong with that?
Johnny Grunge talks some shit. The shooter spits on Johnny Grunge.
Unbelievable.
And then they start fighting.
How disrespectful.
The crippler pulls out a chair from the crowd. He throws away some geek's jacket and he cheers Johnny Grunge.
I hope he plans on paying for that jacket.
Then they grab Flyboy Rocco Rock, wheel him up the aisle, and clothesline him. Then they put him back on the fucking wheelchair and run him into the fucking guardrail sideways.
Who does that? Where were the police while Flyboy Rocco Rock was being assaulted like this? He was a helpless man in a fucking wheelchair. It just goes to confirm how these little midget ass niggas have these Napoleon complexes and shit. The little big man syndromes and shit.
So apparently Rocco spilled some coffee on his shirt. They jump Grunge into the ring until Sabu and Taz rush out to start the ECW World Tag Team match between Sabu and Taz and the Crippler and the Shooter.
Thank goodness.
It's tornado style to start. It's back and forth with high impact moves. Joey yells the start of the match from ringside. Then it finally goes to him back at the Eagle's Nest, supposedly. Sabu crashes and burns on the outside. They double team the little midget Taz. They pair out some brain busters by Shooter on Sabu to psychology the neck. A powerbomb clothesline combo. And did I mention that the Crippler and the Shooter are completely beating the dog shit out of the World Tag Team Champions?
Give me a break.
Your thoughts of the match?
My thoughts on the match were, as much as it pains me to say, it was a pretty good match and shit. I hate the Crippler and the Shoot. I mean, not really the Benoit or Benoit so much. Someone has referred to him as going forward. Benoit's okay, you know what I'm saying, just because he's jacked and shit, so, you know what I'm saying, I can respect it. Malenko looks like he does a lot of push-ups and shit, but at the same time, like, This motherfucker looks like a substitute teacher and shit. But one that you don't respect and shit. He looked like he could, if he had glasses and 3 fingers, he could be Mr. Stare. So, you know what I'm saying? I could see him throwing shit at children and shit, trying to be all tough and shit.
Oh, jeez. Those damn retards. What the hell are these midgets doing in here?
You know what I'm saying? That's Malenko. And it's only probably about 80 people who will ever get that joke, but it's all good.
They fuck up Taz's foot, so 911 carries Taz out the ring with one hand. And so Sabu does the double team and comeback of a lifetime. He's all over the fucking place. He's doing double jump suicidas onto the crippler and the shooter on the outside. I said it's a distant second to HBK's 1-on-3 at Survivor Series 2003. So the finish is when Sabu sets up a table on the top rope. The shooter is trying to get up. He gets up on the ropes. Paulie phones him from the apron. But Crippler sets him up for the top rope powerbomb again to the fucking ring for the murder death kill. I gave it 3.5 stars. The new champ celebrating the ring. Crippler grabs the mic, and as we continue Crippler Appreciation Month, he gives a promo by saying, finally, the ECW is complete. 2 champions that are true champions. Hey, Public Enemy, anytime you want a piece of us, you know where the gold is. I bumped it up to a 4. Johnny, Rocco, and the coffee stain do a run-in. 911 brings in Taz on his pinky toe.
Oh, yeah.
To set up the 3-way dance.
Yeah, 911. Worst bodyguard ever. So first of all, now correct me if I'm wrong. Paulie is the manager of both Sabu and Taz at this point, correct?
That is correct.
So that would make not only Sabu under 911's protection, but Taz as well, right?
That is correct.
So immediately, when he's coming down to the ring, correct me if I'm wrong, but does he or does he not hurl Taz like a projectile at their foes?
That is correct.
Okay, so there's that. First, he hurls the person he's supposed to protect right into danger. Okay. And then after that, everybody is fighting outside the ring. You got Public Enemy out there. You got the midgets, and you got Sabu and Taz and shit. And then you have 911.
Don't forget the coffee stain.
Oh, and the coffee stain. Can't forget that because that was a very prominent feature there on this show.
He just spilled a big frap on his shit. Please continue.
But you have 911, the bodyguard, the biggest motherfucker in ECW. Instead of getting motherfuckers off the people he's supposedly paid to protect, he's in the middle of the ring choke slamming a referee. Why is he choke slamming a referee instead of guarding the bodies of his clients for 2 shows in a row? Because after he watched Benoit go ham on Sabu last time, now this time he throws Taz into the fire. Says fuck y'all, I'm about to go get with this referee because he's clearly the biggest threat and shit. So let me eliminate this threat right quick. Y'all handle that out here, I'm gonna take care of the big business. You know, like how Superman goes to save the world from a meteor while Batman and shit is doing crowd control and directing everybody to safety and shit. Kinda like that and shit. Oh, except, but it's not. But it's not. But it's not. But it's not. Sorry, I just had to get that off my chest. I'm starting to do the heel turn on 911.
I bumped it up to 4.5.
Oh, shit.
Moving on. So we have Sandman and Woman with a ringside promo. Joey mentions the box at ringside. Woman cuts a promo alluding to Devil being her husband, yet she rides no coattails. Bring out Cactus Jack. So we got Cactus Jack in the main event versus DC Drake.
When I heard the name, I thought at the very least, if his name's gonna be DC Drake, dress him up like Robin, Tim Drake. You know what I'm saying? I mean, fuck it. Since we don't know who this motherfucker is anyway, give him a real motherfucking gimmick and shit. Dress him up like the Boy Wonder and shit. The nigga who wear pants and shit, not the drawers. Because I think Dick and Jason both wore drawers and shit. And Tim was the first one with the pants and shit. So bring this nigga out with the cape and shit. And, you know, the little Zorro mask and shit. And you had to at least, you know what I'm saying, make it entertaining and shit. Otherwise, who is DC Drake?
Jack makes short work of DC Drake, hits him with a double arm DDT. Dud, your thoughts of the match?
Yeah, really? My thoughts on this match was why? Why are we having this shit? Like you could have lumped Tony Hitman Stetson in there in this match. At least it's someone that we know of and shit. You just put some random motherfucker out the ass and shit. He must have been walking down the street and shit as y'all was trying to figure out, oh shit, what we gonna do? Sandman can't wrestle and shit. Oh, hey, you doing anything Saturday night? You wanna make $25? How do you feel about getting hit in the head with a chair?
Are you adverse to makeup? Who's your favorite band? The Misfits.
Follow us.
Sandman comes in, hits Jack with the cane. Jack makes a comeback, beats him into the box. He pulls Sandman out underneath the tarp. He gets him into the ring with the tarp still over him. He gets the cane. He pulls off the tarp.
And by the power of dark voodoo magic,
it's the return of the Funker.
From the pits of hell, Terry Funk uses his witchcraft to turn himself from Sandman into Terry Funk.
The living legend has returned to ECW. The crowd legit fucking pops. Neckbeard has a half-masked chubby. Cactus Jack and Terry Funk have a fucking stare down, their jaw jack into each other. Terry Funk kicks the fucking cane away from Cactus Jack. You know what I'm saying? They circling each other. They start trading blows. They're no-selling each other's shit. Sandman comes from the back, whacks Cactus Jack with a cane.
Oh, man.
And then the fucking marks in the ECW Arena realize that Terry Funk has returned as a heel.
Once again, just only giving validity to everything that I have ever said about this human piece of shit. Like he is like a legit turd. And every chance that he gets, he will reveal that he is going to stab whoever he has to in the back for his own gain. And I don't know what he did to brainwash Sandman to get him to be in cahoots with him or whatever. I mean, I imagine you sacrifice enough goat heads and, you know what I'm saying, you sleeping enough coffins with Dory Funk Sr. and shit. He proved it with J.T. Smith. He turned his back on I was about to spoil it up. Tommy Dreamer. But he once again, you just saw him turn his back on Terry Funk. Cactus Jack and shit. He is a terrible human being. Like, you heard the motherfucking opening and shit. We're past him being a moron. Because at first I thought he was just an idiot who didn't have any sense and shit. But I just realized he is a demon spawn who has traveled throughout all of the millennia from 4000 BC to 2 AD to 796 AD to 1496. This nigga was on the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. Because somehow this, witches can teleport and shit. So this motherfucker was teleporting from the boats and shit, eating the toes of the slaves and shit, because that's how these motherfuckers keep their motherfucking demonic juices flowing and shit.
So, Terry Funk and the Sandman are beating the shit out of Cactus Jack with dueling canes. Jobbers come in to try and stop this onslaught, but they get their ass beat. Joel Hartgood, Dino Sendoff, some no name I couldn't even realize. He just got in and just ran out the ring like a damn goof.
It's so funny. Eddie Gilbert dies and shit, and then Terry Funk returns using dark magic and shit, shape shifting and all that other bullshit and shit. Ain't that crazy? Now that is a blood sacrifice.
Tommy runs in, he ducks a few shots, he grabs the cane, starts beating the Sandman up. The crowd is just popping this shit throughout this whole ordeal. He stands up to Terry Funk. He drops the cane. He doesn't want to hit his mentor because he doesn't understand why Terry Funk would align himself with somebody like Sandman and Woman.
No, you mean why would Sandman align himself with someone like Terry Funk? Terry Funk is the devil, you idiot!
Sandman comes back and canes Tommy Dreamer. They beat him up. Terry Funk starts beating up Cactus Jack with the microphone. He starts talking to the crowd, calling them all pigs. Shane Douglas appears at ringside. He gets into the ring.
Oh, shit.
Woman tries to seduce him as he stares and looks over as his best friend in the wrestling business. Woman asks him to throw down the 3 and hold up a new 4 with Sandman, Terry Funk, Woman as their new 4 horsemen.
With 3 dudes and a chick?
No, there's 4 dudes as a horseman.
No, not Nancy. I cannot believe Nancy.
Stay tuned.
Shit.
So Shane doesn't know what to make up of his decision. So he looks at the belt. He looks at Nancy. He looks at Sandman and Terry Funk beating up his friend. Terry Funk pulls Woman to the side to talk to her. Probably to ask her, is Shane probably going to be in the new 4 Horsemen with us? But Shane takes the belt and whacks Sandman.
Yes!
He whacks Terry Funk. He pushes Woman down.
That's what you do when you're the anti-monitor, Shane.
The crowd pops even louder for tweener Shane Douglas.
Normally I'd ask who's the heel, but it's obvious who the heel is when Terry Funk is around, and Shane Douglas is the super baby face in this particular instance.
Overall, great complex show that highlights character motivations, especially in the main events. You have Jack and Funk, Hack and Funk, Putz and Funk, Putz, Hack and Woman, Shane and Jack, Shane and Funk, Jack and Woman, Shane and Woman. There's an effective use of the jobbers, storyline and progression, and we climb to the apex of Crippler Appreciation Month. Show of the Year contender, thumbs up. See you at the summit.
Oh man. Anytime Terry Funk gets his ass whooped at the end of a show, I'm all for it. Good job, Shane Douglas. Way to show that you cannot be seduced to join the dark side of shit.
Next week, February 28th, 1995, the post show. For return of the Funker. Until then, life is a work. Make sure you get paid for it. We out. Peace.